Hi, you guys. I'm on my floor in my son's room. They don't have furniture yet. We're still waiting on it. But I'm gonna do a story time today on how I didn't know I was pregnant with this little chubby boy. He was a surprise. And before I get into it, I want to say, I'm not saying that I don't love him. I'm not saying that I didn't want him. He was just a surprise, like literally. I'll get more into the story. But he's 2 months. He's about to be 3 months on the 22nd of May. So starting of the story, in May, I believe, May or June, my mother-in-law, sorry if you could hear all the cars, like we live like right next to like the main street and a lot of cars pass by. My mother-in-law would just like throw out there like, I'm getting cravings, are you sure you're not pregnant? Like she would text me and Richie, my fiance, and I was so confident in it. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. It's not me this time. It's my sister-in-law and this and that. Or like it was just somebody in the family. But it's weird because every time I got pregnant, she had cravings. So she just like already knew. I don't know if she already knew, but I don't know. It was weird. It's weird. So she was doing that. And then I was like, no, like I was so confident. And even like when I would see girls like go to their appointments alone or like post like they had to go alone to their appointments, like when they were pregnant, I was like, dang, good thing I'm not pregnant. And just like stuff like that, not trying to like, well, I felt bad for them, and then turns out I was pregnant. But anyways, so like my fiance went on vacation. I'm not gonna say where, nothing like that. He went on vacation, so I didn't see him for 2 months. So within those 2 months, I was like, oh, I don't need to be on birth control. I'm not even gonna see him and stuff like that. So obviously I can't get pregnant. So my kids are standing outside the door waiting for me. So with that being said, he came home in August and I made myself an appointment in October, I believe. In October. He came home in August, and then through September I kept saying like, I need to make an appointment. I never made the appointment. So, and everyone would always ask, because I was getting chubbier too. And they would be like, oh, are you pregnant? And I would be like, no, I'm just getting fat. Because I was drinking a lot. I'm not going to lie. I drank a couple times while I was pregnant with him, which obviously I didn't know. So if I knew, I would not have drank. Sorry. I would have stopped drinking. But anyways, yeah, so, and then finally October came in, and finally I was like, you know what, I need to make an appointment, and I did. So I made an appointment. I went to the appointment. Fast forward to that day, I went to the appointment, and the lady was like, kept looking at me like, obviously she knew I was pregnant, but I honestly thought I was just getting fat because of the beer. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I really did. And then she looked at me and she was like she kept looking at my stomach like she knew. And then when she came back and she was like, you're pregnant. And then I was like, ah. Like I literally made that noise, and I was like, what are you gonna cry about? I was like, I knew you were gonna say that. And I was like, do you know how many months or like what, or not months but weeks? Like I thought I was like barely starting off or something. No. So there at that clinic, they didn't do ultrasounds. What, Papa? They didn't do ultrasounds. So they made me an appointment in Tracy. So I had to go all the way to Tracy. So that day ended or whatever. I told my fiance when I went into the car, I was like, I'm pregnant. And then he just started laughing. Like, I don't know if he couldn't believe it or what, but he just started laughing, and I started laughing because I was like nervous. And I was like, when I'm nervous, I just laugh. And honestly, I just laugh at anything in general, even if it's not funny. I was laughing. And then we went home or whatever, and he texted his mom telling her. So we went to the other appointment. Then I think it was like 2 days after that one. So we went to that one to see how many months I was, or how many weeks I was, sorry. And she was like, oh, you want to know the gender or anything like that? I was like, no, I'm okay. So she was like, you're about, I believe, I forgot, 25 weeks? I don't know, but I was 5 months pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant, and I was just like, fuck. I don't know if you could say that on here, but I was just like, fuck. Like, I just wanted to freaking cry. Like, I don't know. I was just like, dang, dude, another baby, you know? Another baby. But I felt like it happened for a reason, because I was already 5 months. It's not like I could do anything about it, you know? It's not like I could do anything about it. And I'm a big believer on everything happens for a reason. My mother-in-law said that morning that she took me, or before she took me, she seen on Facebook a post or whatever. Someone shared it saying about like how big the baby is in the womb at like how many weeks or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense. But she says she's seen that, and like it was a sign. Like she kind of figured out. So anyways, I walked out of the office, and we got all that done. I walked out of the office, and then I got in the car, and I thought I was gonna get like freaking yelled at, a big old lecture, because my mother-in-law lectures me a lot, because she just wants to see me do good and stuff like that. But no, she was like kind of happy, because it's not like I could have did anything about it, like I said. So I was like, I just went in, and I was just like, I forgot how many weeks I was. I think 25. I'm not too sure. 25 or 28. I think 28 is too far, but yeah. I was like, I told her whatever. And she's like, all, see, I knew I seen that post for a reason. It was, I seen it for a reason, and this and that. And they already started talking about like buying the baby stuff, and they hope it's a boy and stuff like that. And by this time, only my fiance, my mother-in-law, and then my other mother-in-law knew about it. And I wasn't gonna plan on telling anybody, honestly. I really actually didn't. But yeah, everyone was just all happy about it. And then, so after I knew like I was too far along to do anything about it, I called my stepdad. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was just like having a casual conversation with him, but he was fixing the blinds. And I guess before I called, my mom said that he was already mad. So I was like, dang, I called at the wrong time. But I ended up telling him, I was like, guess what? And then he's all, what? And he was all pissed off about the blinds or whatever. And then I was like, I'm pregnant. He's all, shut the fuck up. Like, he was pissed. And he's like, yeah, I'm upset about it or whatever. I was like, whatever. But then I called my mom's phone, because obviously he told me he would call me back because he was busy. So I ended up calling my mom's phone, and my mom was like, oh, I was like, I go Saturday to go see if it's a boy or a girl. And then, because my mother-in-law made me an appointment at Pika Baby or something like that, where you could see like the gender. So I was like, oh, we could tell if it's a boy or girl. And then my mom was just telling me how he was already mad, and it's crazy that I didn't know. So I thought I wasn't going to hear that from my mom. Like, oh, I can't believe you didn't know this and this and that. She's the one that told me. So after I talked to them, I told my sister right away, because I already knew my mom was going to tell her. So I actually Snapchatted my sister. I Snapchatted my sister, I'm pregnant. And honestly, I thought I was going to get a lecture from her. But no, she was like, what? She called me right away. She was like, I can't believe that. That's crazy. And just like just asking me questions and stuff. So finally I went, So we went to the Pika Baby. And me, I did not want another girl. I am sorry, but girls are freaking drama. I mean, even if he came out a girl, I would have loved him still, obviously. But he didn't. I was happy he was a boy. I did not want another girl. So I told them about him being a boy. I told him he likes to be standing up and like in the mix. In the mix. He'd like to be in the mix. Say hi. where was I? We found out he was a boy. We started buying stuff. But honestly, now it makes sense on how, I mean, like, that I was pregnant, because sometimes I would wake up and I would throw up yellow stuff. You know when you haven't ate, or like you're really hungry, but I would throw that up. I didn't get cravings. I was still getting my period. That's like the only red flag I could have gotten. But it's crazy because after I found out, like, my stomach was like flabby the whole time. I mean, I was getting chubbier, but it was just flabby. Like, it wasn't getting hard. But after I found out I was pregnant, my stomach started getting hard, and it started shaping, like, getting bigger, like actual pregnant belly. Because like I said before, it looked like I was just chubby. So I was like, what the heck, that's crazy. And now that I think about it, like, I'm like, dude, everything does happen for a reason. Because, and he's perfectly healthy. Even though I drank, he's perfectly healthy. He has nothing wrong with him. Thank God. Thank God. I'm like really obsessed with him. I'm always putting him on videos, like recording him on Snapchat. I'm always like posting pictures of him. Hi. Well, my other kids don't let me anymore. Sometimes they do. They run away mostly, but I have to bribe them. But right now that he's a baby, I'm like obsessed with him. Say hi. Say, my name's Malachi. And then it's crazy because all three boys have Bible names, I think. Yeah, Bible names. It's Elijah, Joshua, and Malachi. And then my daughter Faith, but it's not in the Bible, but it still has something like to do with like the Bible and God and stuff, I guess. But okay, and then now I'm gonna tell you about, hopefully that made sense, that whole thing. Hopefully I didn't get off track or nothing. But so delivery day, I want to do delivery day because to me it was freaking funny. So before I had him, we went to the hospital like twice, like false alarms, because I thought my water broke, but it didn't. I would just peed on myself. Say, I just peed on myself. Okay, so finally, so my due date was February 11th, and I didn't have him till February 22nd. And the weird thing too, all my kids are born on an even day. But anyways, so his birthday is February 22nd. So the that night on the 21st, I woke up my fiance. I was like, dude, I need to go. And he's like, no, it's just false alarms. And for some reason I was like, no, this, like, honestly, I hadn't had a baby in like 3 years. My daughter's 3. And I forgot how late, like, how the contractions felt. So I was like, no, like in my head, I was like, no, I know that it's time this time. And he kept telling me, no. So between 11 to 2, between 11 to 2 in the morning, he kept telling me, I kept like yelling, like I'm not even playing, like if someone was killing me or like trying to fucking kidnap me or something. I was like yelling, screaming, and then finally I was like, no, I need to go. I have to go. And I started changing. Even if he wasn't going to take me, I started changing. I was going to go without his ass. I started changing. And then on the way over there, I was like screaming. I was hecka screaming. And then he was talking to my stepdad, like telling him that we're going to the hospital. And then he got off the phone and I was like, it just felt like I had to push. So he's like, he was going pretty fast. And I was like, I need to push. I have to push right now. I was like, you need to pull over. And the look that he gave, he's like, no. But it was so serious. I can't do it right now because I'm laughing. But it was so funny. Like at that moment, I wanted to laugh, but I couldn't. But I couldn't because I was like in so much pain. I still remember what his face looked like. It was like in a freaking movie. Like this whole situation, it could have been a movie. And so he started driving faster or whatever. And I finally made it to the hospital, and he had to check me in because once I got in there, I sat on a wheelchair and I was like, I need a push. I have to push. I was like yelling, honestly, and everyone was probably like, what the fuck is wrong with her? I was like, I need a push. I have to push right now. So they took me to a room without him. He started checking me in. And when the lady checked me, I was 8 centimeters. Is that how you say it? I was 8 centimeters dilated. I was like, dude, imagine if I would have waited longer like he told me to. I would have had him at the house. And I was like, dude, that's freaking crazy. So, he said it took a long time for him to come out, but I felt like it was fast. But anyways, so that day I started I started to push finally, and like, you know how you have to bend your legs like this? Well, I wasn't doing that. I kept pushing my legs out like straight, and like I was holding him there. I was like, dude, he's coming out. And I couldn't get an epidural because I was already 8 centimeters. Him and Elijah I had naturally, like with no medicine. I couldn't get an epidural. I was already 8 centimeters, and yeah, he came out. He came out, and he came out healthy, very, very healthy. But that day I actually lost, after he was born, my fiance had to go back home with my other kids because everyone had work the next day, so he had to go back home with them. And once he left, it's crazy because once he left, I started losing a lot of blood. Like, I was laying there and I felt like I peed on myself. So I was laying there, and it was like actually a couple of minutes, and I was like, I started laughing, and I was like, oh, I think I peed on myself. But in my head, I was actually thinking like, I'm bleeding. I kind of figured, but I didn't want to freak myself out. So I was like, I think I peed on myself. And the lady thought, oh, okay, let me check. So she checked, and I don't know how much blood I lost, but they told me that I lost a lot of blood. And I'm anemic too, so like, I don't know, it was just bad. But when she checked me, she went like this. She went, and she's like, I'll be right back. Like, she tried not to freak me out. She's like, I'll be right back. Heck of doctors, and not doctors, heck of nurses. And then a doctor came in. She shoved her hand up me. It freaking hurt. I screamed so loud, like when I was giving birth with him. And she said that I had placenta, I think, still stuck a little bit inside of me. Something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much how he was born. Yeah, I lost a lot of blood. I had to get a blood transfusion. I think that's what it's called. I had to get a lot of iron put into me. And they kept asking me, are you dizzy? And I was like, no, but I was really, really cold. I didn't get dizzy, but I was super cold. And yeah, that's how I did not know I was pregnant. Hopefully the story made sense too. Hopefully, and then my kids, when we told them, my oldest daughter, she was like, we have enough kids. Sorry. She's like, we have enough kids already. And then my son, Elijah, just agreed with her. Joshua said, oh, is he going to be oh my God. Joshua asked me, is he going to be a Raider fan or a Niner fan? That's all he cared about. I like the Raiders, so hopefully you like the Raiders, huh? My son Elijah likes the Raiders, so that's all he cared about. Nene wanted him to be a boy, and she's really hands-on with him. When she hears him cry, she's like, what, Papa? She tells him, and she's always talking to him. Say bye. Okay, I'm gonna close out this video because I could hear the kids still sitting at the door waiting for me. So yeah, hopefully I got everything down that I needed to. See you guys on the next video. I will probably do another story time. I'm not sure on what yet, but we'll see. Thank you guys for watching.